So, SERGE PANCHENKO has another new knife design. This is the TROPE, and it has a beautiful shape and profile. I personally love this type of profile, you know, where it kind of kinks up and then leans back down. You know, when it's in your hand, you know, it kind of feels like it's angling towards what you're cutting. This handle works really good for like just EDC use. You know, I was cutting up a box with it, and you know, just the pinch grips and you know, all the grips you can come up with are really good, you know, and kind of position the blade to where you want. N690 steel. I do wish the steel was, you know, upgraded a little bit more. 150 bucks is, well, probably shouldn't say the price because prices are always subject to change, but that's what it's at right this moment. Titanium frame lock. Nice, thick, robust titanium frame lock. I love how they chamfered the edges really nicely. You know, it's a very comfortable handle. Good access to the lock bar. Very smooth on the drop. And then it has a nice upswept flipper tab, but it's not pokey. It's very easy to do the push button on it or the light switch, doesn't matter. It likes them both. The jimping's, you know, good jimping on the flipper. It works very well. Now I can reverse flick this one. The stone washed finish is not like a heavy tacky stone wash, so it is a little slippery, but you know, because it has the grind right there, you know, I can kind of put my finger right behind the grind, and it's pretty easy to flick. So, you know, it kind of has two deployments. Now, sharpening tool and plunge grind, done very well. SERGE PANCHENKO usually does do good ones. The plunge grind ends right there. So, you know, you have quite a bit of life to sharpen off. Very happy to see that. No milling on the inside, which doesn't bother me at all. I don't mind a little bit of weight. Sometimes, to me, it just makes a knife feel even a little bit more premium. I personally like his logo. You know, I think it's a nice little addition. But the clip is, you know, a titanium spring pocket clip. You know, it works good. I do have one issue with it that we'll talk about in the negatives, but you know, all in all, man, I really like this thing. I think this thing's pretty damn cool. You know, the action's good, and the most important part to me is, you know, well, one, to everybody, I think everybody's gonna feel this way. You know, it has to aesthetically please you, right? And this thing is aesthetically pleasing to me. Now, not only that, but when I get it in hand and I actually start using it, it's also very useful. You know, I love the capabilities of a blade like this, just, you know, how close I can get to the edge if I want to. I can also back up, you know, if I needed to poke it into something and I'm not gonna slip up the blade. I can pinch grip it because of this angle right there with my palm to do nice, powerful utility cuts. Even though the blade sweeps up, it also kind of leans down at the same time, so it kind of aims at, so you're getting basically what I'm trying to say is your tip is you're gonna have a lot of leverage and pressure down into the tip, which is really nice. And then, you know, because, you know, even though it has a tiny bit of belly, not a lot of belly, a tiny bit of belly, when you're slicing, it kind of keeps itself into the cut, which is also really nice. Turning it around to cut straps is not gonna be the easiest, but you could definitely do it. Gas station knife fighting grip is not bad either. It does have an internal stop pin, which is my favorite way to do a stop pin, you know, for many reasons. One, you know, having an internal stop pin where it's, you know, hooked to the blade, it makes it to where, because the stop pin hits this scale and this scale, so it gives it better stability in the pivot from side to side movement, because it can't really move side to side because it's hitting. So, you know, with a regular stop pin where, you know, it's just sitting back here and the blade just rests on it, that doesn't prevent any side to side. So that's one thing, you know, it helps a little bit better, or well, quite a bit better pivot stability. The lockup on this is rock solid. Yeah, this is one I definitely like quite a bit. Another one he's got is this little slip joint, the Slip 7. This thing has some of the best walk and talk action. Super slicey, and it has M390 steel, titanium scales. It has the spring pocket clip again, and I love the look of it. I love how slicey it is. It has a nice strong spring. So yeah, this one's really, really cool. Very slim, but if you're a slip joint guy, this is a really, really good one to have. Now, going to the negatives of this guy. So going into the negative, the one thing is the clip, it sits on the spine. I don't like that. That usually irritates my hand. Now, to be honest with this one, it's not bothering me too bad. If I try to feel it, yes, I feel it quite a bit, you know, pretty bad. But if I'm just like kind of naturally holding it, I don't really feel it too much. It's not horrible. I notice it's there, but these corners are never good to have near the spine because that's where your hand is going to wrap around. You know, it's going to wrap over this. So you don't really want a corner right there. So that's one negative. The other negative I would say, and you know, to me, it's not a huge deal. It's not a deal breaker or anything like that. Neither is the clip. It's N690, you know, I would prefer it to be a little bit upgraded, maybe like S30V, S35VN. I would feel better with the 150 price tag. Now the 150 price tag, like I said, it's not horrible because you're getting a very well done knife made by real steel with a thick, robust titanium frame lock. Everything is really well done on it. You know, like I said, if it's aesthetically pleasing to you, then that you know, is definitely a plus. So, you know, I don't think it's like, you know, like out of line or anything like that, but I would prefer to have a little bit better steel. N690 is a good steel, mid-grade steel. To me, it gets similar performance to an AUS 10CR, and you know, has good stainless properties. It like I said, it holds a good edge, takes a really good edge. You know, it doesn't have the longest lasting edge holding ability, obviously, but it takes a really good edge and it's easy to maintain. So you can keep N690 going for quite some time if you're good at stropping and honing. But all in all, very cool knife. And like I said, you know, like just the look of it, man, I love the look of it. I love the style. You know, I love it in practice and I love it in the hand. Pretty soon here, I'm gonna put together a SERGE PANCHENKO collaboration of all the knives and gear I have from SERGE PANCHENKO and put it in one video. I think it'll make a really cool video because, you know, he has a ton of designs. I don't have them all. Maybe I'll try to get a couple more before we make that video. I'd really, really like to get one of his watches. That's like, I've had my eye on that for quite some time. You know, like I told you guys, you know, before, you know, I've been looking around for a titanium watch and he does have them. So, you know, it's something to think about for you guys if you guys like interesting watches, because his watch definitely has an interesting look to it that I personally love. Almost steampunk, but not quite. Yeah, anyways. But yeah, I think it's damn cool. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.